Hey guys, we're gonna see how well this goes. Hope you guys have had an awesome week so far. Hope everyone had an awesome, blessed, fun, safe 4th. I'm gonna do a video today just because I haven't done one in a while, and you know that's my passion. I love helping people, and I love motivating people. I love inspiring people, and whenever it hits you, you just gotta do it. So, just wanting to boost you guys for today, wanting to boost you for the week. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've done one. But I kind of want to talk to you for a minute, just reminding you all, and me, because sometimes, a lot of times when I do my videos, when I do my podcast, I talk to myself too. I have to boost myself a little bit here too. Just wanting to remind everybody, we all bleed the same color, guys. We are all the same, and that's one thing, me and my fiance, if you've watched my videos before, if you've heard my podcast before, you've heard me mention him several times, my fiance Chris, or either one of our babies, you've heard me mention them before. But me and Chris have talked about this, and then we've also talked about it, with our babies, depending on what we're talking about, because some stuff you're not supposed to talk about it with your kids, But then some stuff is actually okay for you to talk about with your babies. But some stuff, that's, you're supposed to leave that alone. You're not supposed to, be talking about certain things with your children, because there's certain things that children are not supposed to be listening to, or not supposed to be around when it's talked about, or not supposed to be, it's just not okay. Well, so, but me and Chris was on this subject just the other day. And I told him, I was like, I said, remember, there's one of my favorite songs. It's a Christian song. One of my favorite songs is about that. And it's called We All Bleed the Same. And I don't know if you've ever heard of her or heard of him, but I absolutely love Mandisa. You can look her up. And I also love Toby Mac. Both of them are really good, and they're both Christian singers. And they both, most of their songs are very fun and upbeat songs. But we got on the conversation too, talking about, we all bleed the same. And we both both relate. Because any movie we watch, any songs that we listen to, you know, we pretty much try to be, you know, like the old Christian song, the old church song. Be careful, little eyes, what you see. Be careful, little ears, what you hear. Be careful, little feet, where you go. Be careful, little hands, what you do. You know, if you've heard it, you remember the lyrics, pretty much. Well, just pretty much saying, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, what you watch, what you listen to, no matter what. Sorry, my sinuses and allergies are bothering me. So my nose is itching like crazy. But no matter what, God sees all. And God hears all. So no matter what, we have to be careful. You know, what we do, where we go. What we do, where we go. What we hear, what we listen to, what we watch, what we see. You know, who we trust, who we let influence us, who we... When we give into temptations, are those good temptations or are those bad temptations? Because you know there's both. So, which one is it? Is it good temptations? Or is it bad temptations? But we got on the subject talking about that. You know, we all bleed the same color. Meaning, no matter what color you are, no matter what color you are, no matter what color you are, no matter what size, shape, where you're from, no matter what age, no matter whether you're itty bitty, little bitty, all the way up until, you know, elderly, it don't matter. You know, my videos and my audio podcast are for everybody. And I know I say that a lot in my videos and in my audio podcast, but I want people to know that, because I don't want whoever watches my videos or whoever listens to my audio podcast on Spotify, I don't want to have a limited audience. You know, I want this to be for everybody. People who already know God, who already knows Jesus, people who are already close to God, already close to Jesus, you know, who knows about God, who knows about Jesus, but also the ones who don't know about Jesus and about God. You know, because if you're wanting to see the positive change in this world, you can't only just talk to the ones who are already saved. You know, I mean, that's good. I mean, that's good, you know, that you talk to them too. But also, too, we need to be talking to the ones who aren't saved, the ones who don't know God, the ones who don't know Jesus, the ones who may know God and Jesus, and that there is a heaven, and that there is a hell. But we also, you know, they may not be as close to them, because what if something happened in their life that caused them to kind of stray away from God, you know, Jesus, and and trust in them. We want to grasp them too, and let them know, hey, you know, we understand, we get it. You know, we all have been there. And you know, we all have been there. We get it. But at the same time, we want to help them, to show them. You know, we get the reason why, you know, you kind of distance yourself. The reason why you don't really trust God maybe as much as you did before. Or, you know, you may be mad at God. You may be upset with God. Or, you know, you're just super depressed. You know, you're upset because, you know, this happened or that happened. Or no matter how severe it is. You know, we get it. We all have been there. Or most of us anyway. Whether it's a child, you know, whether it's, and I mean, it could be a kid anywhere from, I mean, toddler to older kid, you know, child, to a child being a preteen, a child being a teenager, you know, high school, you know, in college, you know, on up to being an adult, you know, and on up to being, you know, past it, you know, just being adult, elderly, you know, it doesn't matter. Small, older, it doesn't matter. My videos and my podcast are for everybody, because everybody goes through struggles. Everybody goes through difficult times. There's not a single person here on earth that don't go through something. We all go through difficult times. We all do. So, like I said, my video is my podcast for everybody. But this is mainly getting people's attention about, we all believe the same. There are so many people out there that we were just talking about that it makes us mad, because I mean, they've hinted around to it, you know, even on shows. And one of the shows used to be my favorite show to watch. And it was one of my favorite shows to watch. But makes you mad sometimes. But this show right here, it was talking about it too. You know, how people have taken it out of context. Like how people have made it very disrespectful. You know, because we get it, you know, we get that years ago, way before our time, how, you know, the whole Black Lives Matter thing. We get that. We get Black Lives Matter. So, what if we did movies? Or what if we did stuff about White Lives Matter? Or Mexican Lives Matter? Or Asians? Or Chinese? Or Puerto Rican? Or... I mean, but so many people are blowing this way out of proportion. I mean, I get what happened years ago, back with slavery, back with... Guys, are you serious right now? See, we grew up being friends with everybody. It didn't matter, you know, what race. It didn't matter how old you are. It didn't matter where you came from, you know. And that's how we're raising our babies. You know, that's just what it's supposed to be. I mean, we don't see color. We don't see region. We don't see age. We see hearts. We see personalities. Because that's the way that God wants us to see people. That's how God wants us to see each other. We're not supposed to see colors. We're not supposed to be seeing shape. We're not supposed to be seeing region. We're not supposed to be... That don't matter. That's not going to determine whether you're a good person or a bad person. Your personality is. We all bleed the same color, guys. It's not, oh, well, some people bleed red and some people bleed blue or orange or gray, or some people over here bleed glitter. No. We all bleed the same color. I mean, and it just aggravates us because, I mean, yes, okay, you know, when it first started, the whole Black Lives Matter thing or whatever. But how long has it been now? Like, this is dragging out. Like, y'all are making it to the point that it's annoying. Like, even if they did it for White Lives Matter, you know, or if they did it for Mexican Lives Matter, or Asians or Chinese Lives Matter, whoever. If you first started out, you know, yeah, it's okay, whatever. But if you keep dragging it out, no matter what race you are, where you're from, it's going to start getting annoying to you. So you see where we're coming from? You see where I'm coming from? You know, God don't like that. And what makes us mad too, and they've showed this on certain shows too, like just proving how this has become more arrogant than respectful. Because how some people are flaunting it around. How some people are flaunting it around. Because there's a way that you can try to show someone what you're trying to show them. But then there's a way that it becomes arrogant and disrespectful and immature and drama and negative, and that's not God. And what makes us really mad is even on some shows, on some episodes, it's showing certain, I'm not going to call people out, but even in some of the episodes, like it's based on true stuff, like that stuff that happened in real life, talking about even how some preachers you don't ever hear about, you don't ever see on anything or whatever, but all of a sudden, when all this happens, then you see them. And it's a big old commotion when you see them. And they're preachers. Or black person got shot. or black person got stabbed, or I don't know. I don't even watch the news anymore, honestly, because nowadays it's just so negative, and it's nothing but drama and just ungodly. It's just gotten worse, so we don't really watch the news. But even that some of our friends have told us how it makes them mad. We've got black friends, we've got Mexican friends, we got white friends, we've got, you name it. Or that's what I'm saying, guys. We don't see race, we don't see gender, we don't see region, we've got blacks in our family. We've got Mexicans in our family. We've got Indians in our family. We don't see race. We don't see color. We don't see region. We see hearts. We see personalities. The ones who are making a big stink about all this, the ones who are making all of this a big deal, you're the ones are going to have to be judged by God one day. Because you're stirring up hatred and discontent. And if you read in the book of Revelations in the Bible, it talks about all this. It says all this is going to happen right before Jesus comes back to collect his few people. And the ones that's causing all this will not be going. Because that is causing hatred and discontent. We are all supposed to treat each other the way we would want to be treated. We are supposed to treat each other with respect. We are supposed to love one another like brothers and sisters. I know it's hard sometimes. I know, heck, we all deal with it. But my gosh, don't be going around causing stink like this. That makes things worse. And that makes y'all look bad. When we were growing up, we didn't have to deal with all this. When we were growing up, life was more simple. All of us were friends. It didn't matter what race, what region, whatever. And that's how we still are. In our family, we're still like that. And you're still going to meet a few people in this world that still act like that too. Because nowadays, most people, and it talks about that in the Bible, most people are going to be trying to cause more hatred and discontent. And that's nothing but the devil trying to get in this world, trying to corrupt minds. And a lot of it is in the government too. The government, the news, social media. That's why we don't have social media no more. You gotta be careful what you listen to, what you watch, what you believe, what you trust. Because 9 times out of 10, it's not true. Or either it's coerced, conniving, sneaky, disgusting, disrespectful, ungodly people corrupting this stuff. I'm just putting this out there. So when I tell you, it doesn't matter what someone else is doing. It don't matter what someone else thinks, what someone else tries to put in your head, what they see on social media, what they've heard by their friends or family members at work, at church, whatever. If you know it is not right, if God gives you that gut feeling to not listen to that, to not go with that, not entertain any of that, not do whatever they're doing, not listen to whatever they're listening to, not watch whatever they're watching, or, same thing with social media or the news. If it is not godly, if it is not respectful, if it's not positive, sorry, I just spit everywhere. If it is not godly, if it is not respectful, if it is not positive, if you know God would not appreciate it, would not like it, if He was standing right beside you, then you should not be watching it. You should not be listening to it. You should not be doing it. You should not. Don't do it, or don't listen to it, or don't watch it. Whatever it is. This world is changing so fast for more negative than positive. There are so many things in this world that are happening that a lot of people do not realize are happening. And a lot of it, the government has their hands in it. And if this was actually out in the open, we wouldn't trust the government no more. And that's why it's not out in the open. That's why they keep it in secret behind closed doors. Because if they didn't, they know for a fact we all would not trust them anymore. And it would be a all-out war. And they don't want that. They want us. They want to keep feeding us all this stuff. They want to keep us attached. They know what they're doing. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of us would probably move somewhere else if everybody knew what the government has their hands in and what a lot of the government is doing behind closed doors, or what they're allowing to happen. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. A lot of it is sex trafficking. Allowing that to go on. Some of them are actually doing it within the government. Abusing, raping, killing innocent women, children, little guys or girls. And I'm pretty sure there's some grown adult guys in there too that's being mistreated and raped and killed or whatever, just because they can. Making decisions for other people to secretly come in and take over, or kill us, or to get more money, or that what I mean, you can't trust them anymore. And it talks about that in the book of Revelations in the Bible. And I don't know if you've ever listened to her before, but we absolutely love listening to Joyce Meyer. She's a, Christian leader. She's in, Christian ministries. We try our best to listen to her every morning. And she is, a lot of people say that, even our babies, even say that I remind them a lot of her, but in a younger version, because I am very blunt and I don't care who gets upset. And that's how she is. But also, between me and Joyce, we both remain respectful, even though we can be blunt. You can be blunt in the right ways. There is being blunt and being arrogant, disrespectful, conceited, and then there's also being blunt, being respectful, being confident, while still showing that love and that concern, that care, while being blunt, but also being humble and kind. Don't be passive. God don't want us to be passive. He wants us to be humble and kind. He wants us to be blunt. He don't want us to be passive, but he also wants us to be respectful. There's ways you can do it. There's ways you can be honest. Because if God puts something on your heart, and you don't say it or you don't do it, God's going to get your butt for it. And let me tell you, honey, I would rather someone down here on earth deck me in my face than God upstairs get a hold of me and whoop me. Because God can do way more damage than anyone here on earth can. He has done that to me in the past, years ago, when I was so scared that someone wasn't going to like me no more. I was so scared I was going to be in trouble. I was so scared, whatever reason. And God was steadily hard on me about doing this and saying this. But because of that reason, I didn't listen. I held back. And God whooped my booty for it hard. And depending on the person, depending on the situation, he will go to the extreme lengths to get your attention. If he needs to. I mean, he has crippled someone before. He has made someone blind. He has made someone lose a leg, lose an arm, have a stroke, have a heart attack. I mean, it just depends on who it is and the situation. God is the only one that knows how to get our attention best. Because he's the one that created us, so he knows us inside and out. He knows how to get us the most. He knows what makes us upset. He knows what makes us tick. He knows what makes us happy, what makes us sad, what makes us feel uplifted. So remember, the ones who are doing all the ugly, the discontent and hatred, you just remember, you will have your judgment day. Unless you ask God for forgiveness and you truly, truly mean it. You can sit there and say, oh God, please forgive me, yada, 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 I promise, I won't do it no more. I know I've sinned, I know I've caused all this, or I know I'm in it too. I'm not helping the whole situation, or, I caused all this towards, Joe Blogo over here, or their family, or, some church members, some co-workers, I really hurt their feelings. I really talked ugly to them. I'm talking behind their backs. I'm doing drama, gossip, da, da, da. Oh, bless me. Oh, bless me. But I promise I won't do it again. You know, I'm so sorry. Whatever it may be. Or it could be worse. You know, I'm sorry, God, I got these people over here killed. I got this person killed. Or I killed them myself. Or da-da-da, whatever. I don't know your situation. I know everybody has a situation. But I do know, too, if you don't give all that up, no matter who is involved, no matter who is over you, no matter if it's because where you work, what church you go to, if it has to do between, you know, you're scared because of your transportation, your car, you know, your reliability, where you live, and your family, your friends, school, you're scared you're going to get beat up, you know, whoever, whatever. I'm going to tell you a phrase that I have used several times. God always replaces. God always takes care of his people. God always guides and protects. So no more excuses. You have a purpose. You have a reason. What if God is using you for this purpose? What if God is using you for this reason? We all go through things for a reason. God always has a reason. There's a reason for every season. That's in the Bible verse. That's in the Bible. It's a Bible verse. Don't worry about the future. And definitely don't worry about the past. The past is already gone. The future will worry about itself. One of my favorite Bible verses from the book of Psalm. Well, there's several in the book of Psalms, book of Isaiah, Proverbs, Jeremiah. There's several. One of my favorite Bible verses, also, be still, for I am always with you. Simple but powerful. Just be still. Be in the present. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about the past. Another thing that I was taught actually a few years ago, and it really helped me, because I was so worried about what others were doing, you know, and was so tired of the bullying, so tired of the negative, and yada yada. God finally told me, he was like, you don't worry about them. I got them. I'm going to handle them. You worry about you. You take care of you. I'll handle the rest. And I was like, all right. Okay. But it's true. If we stop and think about it, so much of this world nowadays is so worried about what's going on over here, what Kojo Blow is doing over here. You know, oh, well, I saw them doing da-da-da, and I saw this da-da-da-da. That's drama. That's gossip. That's negativity. That's ungodly. Stirring hatred and discontent. We gotta get back on track, guys. Because all this is nothing but the devil getting further and further in this world. And the reason why it's getting so much worse, it talks about that in the Bible too. The devil knows his days are numbered. Especially now more than ever. Joyce Meyer just said it the other day on one of her preachings that we listened to. The road to hell is wide and long, but the road to heaven is short and narrow. I want you to listen to that, and I want you to take that in, because the right ones will very quickly pick up on that. And even if you don't pick up on it right away, it's going to sink in eventually. And whenever it sinks in, I pray and hope and claim that you act on that and you change your life around. If you are already not living right, if you are truly living right for God and trying your best every single day to do right by God, not sinning, not going around causing hatred and discontent, drama, gossip, negative thinking, negative actions, negative words, sayings, doings, thinking, watching, listening. If you are truly of God, the old saying, actions speak louder than words. If you are truly for God and living right by God, you won't have to worry. Now, the ones who are truly trying their best to do right, it's hard. I know it is. Because it's hard for us. Man, I'll tell you, it's a struggle. But you know what? God also says, in the end, it'll be worth it. And He rewards. He really does. Because He knows how hard it is. Because the devil makes it hard. But also, too, the devil, God hears our prayers and our thoughts. But so does the devil. The devil was also once an angel. Sin comes in all shapes and sizes. Temptations, thoughts, on TV and songs, on games that we play, through friends or friends that we think are friends, and we feel like are friends, at school, church, work, even in our families, guys. The devil knows what he's doing. He knows how to work through people. And not a lot of these people may not be evil. But he knows just the right words to use to make someone say, or the right things to make someone do, or the right temptations or whatever to use against you. Because he's trying his best to make you give in. He knows his days are numbered severely, extremely nowadays. So he's going to extreme lengths to get all of us to give in and to give up, to go through depression. I've already been there myself. I'm not scared to admit it because I'm very blunt. And that's why I love doing this, because it is my passion to help so many of you go through hard times and difficult times and struggles, because I also have been through so many daggum struggles and difficult times, insecurities, spiritual, emotional, mental, physical, almost financial, psychological abuse, all of it. You name it, I've probably been through it. So that's why I do what I do. That's why this is my dream career. Because I also have had my fair share of mistreat, of mislead, of backstabbers, of being cheated on, of being lied to, having best friends that say that they're your best friends but don't back it up. And relationships, every single relationship I've been in before Chris has abused me somehow. And want to talk about severe insecurities and severe trust issues? The saying, the old saying, you don't realize when you truly have a good one unless you've had nothing but bad ones.